Welcome back to the Couch to 5K program, in which I go through every single run and document my experiences. So, I believe we are now 17 runs deep, which is quite a long way, and we've still got a ways away to go. So, today's run would have been, I believe, week 6, run 2. So, yeah, 17 runs. So, in my previous run, which would have been quite a couple of days ago now, I ran the first run of week 6, which was a block of runs, and it was split between 5, 8, and 5. So essentially, what that means is you run for 5 minutes, get a short break, run for 8, break, and then run again for another 5. So if we do the quick maths there, 5, 8, and 5, that gives you about 18 minutes of running. And the run I did today was slightly different. Instead of having 3 blocks, you have 2, and both those blocks you run for 10 minutes, and there's like a short break in between. So if we look at today's run itself, it's combined the longest run we've been for so far. If you count all the running blocks and add them together, so two blocks of 10 minutes of running is 20 minutes, and the longest we've done so far is 20 minutes straight without any breaks in between, which was a couple runs ago. So this is joint furthest distance we ran so far, and um, towards the end of the video, you'll see on the screenshot I always show at the end of my videos of just what the running stats look like and stuff. I believe it's the longest distance we've ran, which is about 4 kilometers. So compared to what I've done previously, I've been hitting about the 3.5K mark. So to hit 4 kilometers is it's a great sign of progress as well, because it shows that we're building up our endurance, we're starting to run for longer, and I'm making serious improvements, which is something to be happy about, which I am. So yeah, it's been my longest distance so far, and what I will say is it was one of the toughest runs I have been on so far. And I feel like I've said that a couple of times now, which is in my eyes, it's a good thing, because if you don't feel challenged, then once you've achieved your goal, it's not going to feel great, is it? The constant feeling of being challenged is what makes you better. In my context, being challenged on every run means that with every run, I'm growing in confidence, I'm becoming stronger, I'm becoming fitter, I'm becoming healthier. That is part of the reason I wanted to get back into running, because I I like to go to the gym, I like to lift weights, but as soon as I start doing cardio, what does all that muscle mean if you can't even go for a jog and not be out of breath, you know? So I wanted to be sort of level up in all areas, not just be able to push heavy weights, but also be able to run as well. And that's kind of why I started the program again in the first place. So, circling back, on this run in particular, I ran for 2 blocks of 10 minutes, as I said. It was very, very difficult, and to put into words, this was a real mental battle. Like, my legs felt very, very heavy, and my body was aching all over. And that could be down to a number of things. I'm not here to make excuses. I'm just going to tell you what the reality was like of that run. And it was very, very tough, but I managed to get through it. But it opens the door to a lot of questions I have about running in general. And it's, should every run feel like a slog or like an uphill battle? Or should running start to progressively get easier as you sort of gain more experience? I started to think about that as I finished up the run and had my chance to warm down and just reflect on the run I'd been on so far. I ran obviously 2 blocks of 10, and on the first block of 10, I was perfectly okay. I managed to do it without a breeze. I managed to do it perfectly fine. And then on the second block of 10, that's where I really had to push myself and just keep my head in the game and just keep running. Even if it was very, very slow, I managed to stay running continuously until the very end. And it just got me thinking, I don't think I'm doing enough outside of running to aid my sort of running journey. And what I mean is, I'm sort of getting these signs of pains of something needing to be addressed. And I mentioned this a couple of runs ago now, and this was a bit of lower back pain I experienced, and I did a bit of research and found that weak hip flexors is the main cause of lower back pain when running, and I went and addressed it there and then. Having been on this run today, I got some slightly different pains, and I felt a little bit of heaviness in my shins, and my feet felt a little bit heavy as well. And this could be a combination of factors. It could perhaps be maybe had not a great night's sleep before. Perhaps it was the cold weather. It could be a load of things, really. But I want to put a plan in place so that I'm doing enough strength training so I can try and mitigate these kind of issues that kind of keep recurring. Obviously, in terms of fatigue, there's not really anything you can do there. Your body's naturally going to get tired over time. That's kind of something you just go through the motions with. But things like heavy legs, a bit of shin pain, and a bit of low back pain, those can be addressed. And on these longer runs where the distance is increasingly further, for example, in today's run, I ran for about 20 minutes in total. That's when I really start to feel it, because I definitely feel my body being pushed. Because on the slightly shorter runs, like the one I did previously with the 5-8-5 split, I didn't really feel these at all. Which goes to show that when I start to increase my distance or the time I'm running for, that's when I really start to feel my body being pushed, and that's when these sort of pains start to become in. So it goes to show that a lot of work needs to be done in order to sort of mitigate these areas of pain, because if you should be able to run pain-free, and if you are feeling something, then that's your sign to address it, and that is my sign to address it. And I haven't done a particularly great job at addressing all problems, but I've started to incorporate a couple of exercises for my hip flexors to strengthen them, and my lower back sort of pain you get kind of while running. It's almost like a little bit of stiffness you get, and I've started to incorporate a couple of exercises, and that is kind of gone away, but it's kind of a little bit lingering on my runs. So I'm gonna take some time, put aside some time, and try and come up with like maybe like a running training plan, just to like work on the areas of your body that are like most prone to injury or pain whilst becoming accustomed to running, and just really take some time to do some real, whether it's stretching or strength training, or some like purposeful exercises that look to strengthen parts of your body that are most prone to these kinds of pain, because I want to be able to run pain free, and it's kind of limiting my ability to run right now, because my body, I'm being held back by my body because of these kind of heavy legs and shin pains. In terms of my runs itself, I am not really I don't feel out of breath. Like I feel like I can run for longer, but I'm being held back by these kind of I feel like I'm being held back by these sort of nagging pains, and if I didn't have these pains, I feel like I could run for so much longer. Because on most of these runs I've been on, there's not really been an instance where I've been out of breath or like been really, really, really tired. That's not really the case. It's just that I'm kind of being held back by my body, if that makes sense. And I feel like my running potential is so much greater, but if I don't try and address these issues I'm facing, I'm gonna kind of be stuck in this area where I'm fit enough to run, but I'm not able to run for as long as I want to because of these kind of nagging pains. So it's up to me to take a bit of time aside and just look to address these the best I can and just do some thorough research. I feel like I'm currently like here on the mountain. Imagine this is a mountain. I feel like I'm here at the minute. I want to get to here, but I'm currently here. So these kind of shin pains, heavy feet, and just low back pain when running, this is kind of stopping me from getting all the way up. So I'm going to take some time to look and try and address these issues and just see if there's something I can incorporate. Maybe it's like a short training plan I do maybe once or twice a week where I put a couple of exercises together and look to really address these issues. I am going to start doing that from this run, and I will see where I go from there. So that is the end of today's run. I will catch you in the next run and leave you with my running stats from today's run as well. See you in the next one.